Now we'll be talking about the second topic, classification of tribal communities. Now, when we classify the tribal communities, we can classify them into permanent traits and acquired traits. First, we are going to talk about the permanent traits. The permanent traits include region, language, physical characteristics, and ecological habits. Now, the features of the tribal communities, about 85% of the tribal population in India lives in middle India, that is the states of Gujarat, Rajasthan, West Bengal, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and all these states. And of the remaining 15% of the population, 11% live in the northeastern states of India, and the 3% live in the rest parts of India. So this is the total composition of the tribal population living in India. Now, what is the ecological habitat of the tribal population? Usually we find that the tribal people, they live in the regions of the hills, forest, rural plains, and certain part of the tribal population, they even live in the urban industrial areas. Now we are going to talk about the tribal population in terms of their size. Firstly, talking about the islands in India, we find that the tribal population which lives in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands is about 7 million. And the biggest tribes which we find in India are the Gonds, the Bhils, the Santhals, Orions, Minas, Bodos, and Mundas. And all of these tribal population, they constitute, their population is nearly 1 million strong. That means these are the tribes which have a huge population in India. The total population of the tribes amounts to about 8.2% of the total population in India, that is near to 84 million persons. And among this, we find that the Bodo, Khasis, and Mundas tribes, which are there in the north and eastern parts of India, constitute to nearly 1 million of the population. And the Gonds, Santhals, and the Bhils, which live in the middle India, in the states of Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, they constitute to about 4 million of the population. That means these are the tribes which have a huge population, which contribute a huge population in the Indian census. Now, coming back to the population of tribes in the middle part of India. Now, the maximum tribe concentration in northern India, especially in the central zone, is in the states of Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Bihar, and Odisha. And the tribes which you find in these states are the Gonds, the Bhils, and the Santhals. If you come to South India, we find that the 4 states of South India, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Andhra Pradesh, they too have the tribal population, and the tribes which are found here are Todas, Kotas, and Chenklus. When we come to the western states of India, that is Gujarat and Rajasthan, we find that the tribes found here are again the Santhals, the Gonds, the Bhils, and also the Gujar community people are found in the states of Gujarat and Rajasthan. West Bengal and Orissa, which lie in the east, also have tribal population, but they are not very hugely populated. Now, when we talk about the language of the tribal community. Now, how are the tribal communities classified on their permanent traits? The Indo-Aryans and the Dravidian population constitute to 1 and 3% of our population. The Aryans are the people who live in North India. So the tribal community which live in North India and speak the language of Hindi, Punjabi, Rajasthani, all these are the ones who belong to the Aryan clan. The South Indians formed the Dravidian clans, speaking the language of Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, and Kannada. All these are the languages spoken in South India, and they constitute the Dravidian clan. That means the tribal communities living in southern India, they have inculcated themselves with these people. The third is the Austric clan, which is influenced by Austria, and in India we find that the tribal communities which have influenced from Australia live in the states of Himachal Pradesh and the Union Territory of Ladakh and Jammu. Now the next clan is the Tibeto-Burman clan, and by the name, as we can know, Tibeto means the tribal people or the people living in Tibet, which is also called the roof of the world. Burma, which is on the northeastern side of India. So the Tibeto-Burman clan, they comprise or they constitute the Nagas, the Bodos, and the tribal people living in North India, northeast part of India. And the other tribal communities which live in northeast part of India are the Khasis and the Kemis. So these are, in terms of language, we can classify the tribal communities into Aryans, Dravidians, the Austric, and Tibeto-Burman. Now we come in terms of race, how can the tribal communities be classified? Now, we classify the tribal communities on the base of their physical characteristics. That means how they appear physically. So it is a common notion that the Aryans who live in North India, they have a fair complexion, whereas the Dravidians who live in southern part of India, that is the southern states of India, they have dark complexion, whereas the Negroid race, they live in Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka and they have a very dark complexion. The Mongolians who live in the northeast part of India, they have an oriental eyes and fair complexion. Oriental eyes in the sense, when we see the northeastern people by the physical appearance, we can differentiate them with their eyes. If we see the other people of other states in India, they have either a blonde eye or large eyes, but if you see the eyes of the people of northeast India, they are oriental in shape. So this is how we can differentiate the tribal communities or people living in different parts of the world or in different parts of India through their physical appearance.